What's up, folks? How's everyone doing? Getting acclimated to my camera here, man. I just bought me a what do you call it? The little ball piece that connects to the camera, and I can sit it right on my ring light. It's a little bit higher than I wanted it, so you're gonna see me kind of looking like this. So y'all let me know if I'm not looking right at you. I think I am, but the camera seems like it's a little above eye level. But when I look at me and Smitty, I see that it's capturing even all the way down to my chest, so I should be cool. But what's going on, folks? How's everybody doing, man? I hope you guys are great. Welcome to the latest episode of the Sim Standard Podcast with myself and Smitty, AzureEffect in spirit. And we got another one for you, man. And we're going to dive right in because, sometimes we go a little too far, but we want to make sure we get all the topics in, even if we do extend the time a little bit. So we're not going to waste too much time other than the fact that y'all know we're going to do our normal intros. But let me let you guys know what we're talking about tonight. Give me a second. Got to look at my notes. We are talking about what it says in the title, man. Did the EA fixed Madden franchise movement that a lot of us were a part of, a lot of us created, did that finally, I'm not even going to say finally, but is that continuing to allow this movement to continue with Madden possibly improving? We'll dive way into that because I got so much to say about that, Smitty, and I might even kick off what I have to say before we get to it. I don't know yet, but I got so much to say about the community, but we'll get to that. So we're going to definitely talk about that. For you guys that don't know what we're referring to, there was a little bit of information that quote unquote, quote fingers, that was a sneak peek or a leak. I don't really think it was. If the executive is sitting on camera, right, and the stuff is right behind him, but we'll talk about all of that. We also want to talk about a little bit more information that was given in regards to college football. Not really information, but kind of EA's response to some of the schools dropping out. And then, of course, we'll also talk about MLB The Show 21 with their stadium creator. Haven't really discussed this with Smitty so much, so I don't know where he's going to go with it, but I have kind of a different angle I want to take, how I feel this affects the community in a good way. So that's how I will approach it. But outside of that, man, welcome, guys. I'll pass it to Smitty, ask him how his week was, and then we'll get into it, man. So Smitty, how was your week? How's everything been going? And anything you want to talk about first, before we dive right into the topics.
Hey, what's up, y'all? First of all, no, I'm doing good, man. I didn't have anything specific per se. There's no huge Lions news right now, so nothing on that, or Pistons really, or nothing that's truly noteworthy. So I'm
Sixers.
What? No, that's you. So, what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Got a lot to talk about back there too. Got see that little number 7 back there?
You know what I'm saying? Oh. He re-signed that deal. But I don't know, man. We'll it's really gonna come down to what happens with the draft and everything like that before we could really ramp up, so to speak, as far as Lions football. But man. No, I ain't got nothing really much to say at this point. So at least this week, anyway. So, but no, other than that, though, family been good. Everybody's been good. That's about it, though.
Yeah, man. I'll be brief. I'm not going to dive too much into the Sixers. I mean, hey, they're doing a great job right now. But again, we'll have to see how they do down the stretch. Will defensively, will we hold up? We'll see. They're looking pretty good, though. But again, I'm always going to say this, and maybe it doesn't ever matter, but I have to say it because it seems like it will matter at some point. I just wish Ben Simmons could develop something on the outside, not necessarily the perimeter, even though he's taken a couple 3-point shots and somehow has hit them. But I want to see Ben Simmons at some point pose a threat from 15, just a threat. Because if he ever can even get a little jump shot like that, man, wow. He going to get to the paint. Don't even worry about that. He's going his paint numbers are going to look similar to how mine look when I'm playing with them in 2K. But maybe we don't need it. You know, we got a lot of shooters around them guys, man, right now. So maybe we don't need it.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the one thing I would say, like, the compensation of all those other players around him, that would be like what Ben Wallace was here in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a standalone player, there's only so much he could give. But when you put all those other players around him, it kind of takes the load off, and he can shine at what he's best at, which driving to the hole, getting to the paint, getting to the line, getting rebounds, stuff like that. So it's like he can play his game because you got other people like Tobias Harris who's killing it over there.
Oh man,
that can truly, you know, he can do him, and it's not going to hurt the team necessarily, which clearly is not. And Embiid, he's staying healthy, you know what I'm saying, and he's working out there. So it's like when those two guys can work on the floor, and then you got the surrounding talent around them, yeah, they can be a legit threat. Like now, let them keep that same energy though in the playoffs where it's more focused in. That's going to be the key. Like they do that, then it'll truly work. But right now, they could figure things out as they go along. And plus, Doc Rivers is a good, excellent coach. So they'll definitely have somebody with some seasoning on them to help them elevate. You know what I'm saying? So they just got to stay healthy. Those two guys definitely got to stay healthy. They got to be in the game, man.
Yeah. So, I'm enjoying it, man. You know, it's been a long time since we can really be happy and proud of what the Sixers is doing. So we'll see. You know, I don't have them lofty expectations like a lot of fans. Oh, we're going to win it. Nah, we'll see. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. Outside of that, man, you guys heard the news. I know the people who are here that's used to my Steelers segment on Tuesday. Y'all already know. We knew it was going to happen. I'll dive more into it on Tuesday. But, yes, Ben Roethlisberger has signed with the team. Amongst all of the rumors that they were going to – everybody that really knows Pittsburgh knew they weren't going to cut him. They knew they had to figure out something as far as his cap. I didn't expect a pay cut. I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect that to happen. I did expect the avoidable years, but I did not expect Ben Roethlisberger to take less money in 2021. And, you know, the way it's shaping out now, man, you know, you basically give him less money. Most of it is a signing bonus. You would be able to, you know, roll that dead cap hit or dead money hit over the course of a few years. Everybody's expecting the salary cap, not this season, but next season to shoot way up. So the Steelers will be in the clear. So I think it was the best case scenario for everybody, except for those who didn't want Roethlisberger. But here's my question again. Do you guys think that Ben Roethlisberger is enough to win the Super Bowl and have one last run at it? Or do you think some brand new quarterback or rookie even is going to come in and the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl? If your answer is no for both of them, then your best shot is still with Ben Roethlisberger. So why not? You know, let him play. It's probably going to be, well, more than likely it is his last season if you look at how the contract is structured. And let your Hall of Fame quarterback, you know, go out the way he wants to go out, man. That's basically the bottom line. So there you have it. But like I said, I'll dive more into that, man, when we get to it. I don't know why I have this banner up here, but I guess it's telling me that this is the first thing we're going to talk about. I didn't even know I had that up there. So, yeah, that's all we got on that. Let's go ahead and get into the topics, man. As you can see, as the banner so graciously has put itself on screen there. More info regarding EA college football. Not a whole lot of information, but I definitely thought it would be appropriate for us to at least discuss this part. You know, I know last week we talked about the schools, who would be in, who wouldn't be in by the time the game gets up and running. I believe now, and Smitty, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 3 teams. I think, was it Tulane or somebody like that also opted out? So I think
Tulane, it's up to Notre Dame, and I can't think of who the one.
Northwestern.
Yep, there you go.
So Tulane, Notre Dame, and Northwestern.
So far.
And apparently, you know, I'm going to be honest, guys. It's just like anything else. Sometimes things are PR stunts. Sometimes things are smoke and mirrors. Sometimes things are done to get the press off of you. Sometimes things are done in a hypocritical fashion, meaning that you felt one way one time, but now it's popular for you to feel a different way. So what I'm going to in regards to that is the whole NIL, that's basically, the players' likeness and all of that. And, that's what these teams are saying is the reason why they're opting out until players are able to be compensated. And I'm like, great if you're doing that from a real good place. If you realistically, your approach is because of that, great. But I can definitely understand why some people think that's hypocritical because, for how long has college football been played and how much money has these institutions made off of these players, and players weren't even allowed to even whisper to somebody in their ear about compensation. But now all of a sudden they have a conscience. But it is what it is. So like I said, I give everybody a fair shake. I give everybody a second chance. If these teams legitimately don't want to be involved because they're thinking about their student athletes not being able to be compensated, I applaud you. So the question was, how many schools do we think will opt out before necessary time? How would that affect the product? Smitty and I talked last week. You heard us talk about games like, Smitty mentioned Madden on Nintendo 64 that year when it wasn't really any actual, real names of the teams, but or players, one of the two, but you knew who the teams were. I think it still had names and logos, but they weren't like the actual name of the team. However, we also talked about Bill Walsh. We all remember that. And maybe back then, I know me for one, when I was playing that game, I didn't understand why they didn't just call it, Penn State, or they didn't just call it Texas A&M, or why they didn't just call it Michigan. I didn't know until I got older. I was like, oh, okay, I see what was going on here. So we thought about maybe something like that would happen. But since last week, we've heard that it's been cleared up a little bit by EA. They've put out information saying that I believe at right now about 100 teams they're saying schools has already signed off and they're going to be a part of it. And they'll still have, licensing and things with the CLC, I think it is. So for the most part, what they're basically saying is it's going to be a full college experience, the full immersion that we're looking for with real teams and real likeness for those teams who will be participating. They already have that locked. And it sounds like, to me, from what they're saying, it almost sounds like they already anticipate the schools that might not participate in their game. So what does that mean for us? Well, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you won't be able to play with your school. But you can also look at it like this. We all know how these games work. There's going to be people that's going to create teams if you can do that. If there's a team builder aspect or even just an editable, if it's editable. So I wouldn't worry too much about that because we never really had the real players in the game anyway. It was always someone creating a roster and we downloaded the roster. So for that much, to me, it doesn't matter so much at this stage, man, of my gaming career. I just want a game to be good. I do want to play with real players, quote unquote. Let's transition to NFL product. Yeah, but if it was a generic game that played beautiful football, let me tell you, I will be playing that game. And if I have to, I would edit the team to match the Steelers or whatever. So it's not really that serious. But I'm at least glad that we have that information, that we now know that, you can rest assured that EA said there's 100 schools that have already signed off. So there you have it. You're probably going to see a trickle effect of some teams dropping out. But if we're still going to get the same college experience that we're used to, hopefully even better, with a few less teams, then I'm not going to complain about that, man. Come on. We don't have anything now. So that's kind of how I feel about that situation. But what you got, Smitty, man? Anything you want to add to that, brother?
No, that's cool to know that they had that many schools. Like, I didn't even know they would. I didn't even know they had. I didn't know they had that many schools signed already. So that's interesting to know. You know, and like we said last week, push come to shove when it comes to these teams, they can just put, South Bend. You know what I mean? Notre Dame ain't in there. They'll put South Bend in there. And like it was like how it was in Madden 64. Madden 64 they did not have team logos. So they just had the color schemes. You know what I'm saying? So it was like they had the color scheme of the Lions, color scheme of the Patriots. Oh, sorry. Packers and Patriots, so on and so forth. But didn't have the logos. So that's the way that it worked out with that. I mean, and then of course they just use cities. So if they gotta do something similar for this college football game, then that's just what they may have to do. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, man. Hey, that is solid news though. You know what I mean? Because at least that lets me know they're further ahead with the team signings. I mean, they've been working at that already, that licensing bit for a little bit. So that's what's up. But, we know the Madden track record and everything like that as far as the product is concerned. So, I mean, I don't know, man. We got to see. Oh, let me say this. I've been meaning to say this for like past few weeks because the people with the college football revamp have been doing that work. Yeah. And they've been using stuff from Sabo as well. So it's like.
Yeah, I saw Sabo post that RPO thing on Twitter.
Yeah. Like they put RPOs in the game. They put in a play creator. Somebody had, I don't know if you saw the tweet or not, but somebody had posted the I forgot what they called it in the Super Bowl, what the Eagles did. Was it the Philly Special?
Oh, Philly Special.
Yeah. Somebody literally created that play and ran it in the game. Like put it into the game and actually ran it. And it's like, wow, like it's just amazing. I never would have thought that this mod would have went that far to the point where they're augmenting gameplay kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like they open up the play calling and everything to make the situational play calling more realistic and how they play in the final 2 minutes and how, just in general, how they go through their play call selection on first and second downs and third downs and all that stuff. And it's amazing. Oh, and they added 4 and 18 playoffs in there as well. So it's like it's unheard of because like look, it's so funny because and then I'll wrap this point up, but I was just thinking about it because we're talking about the college football, but they're talking about it on the local radio station here the other day, 97.1 FM for those that, any Detroit folk that be in here. Valenti was on and he was talking about it like, yo, I don't play video games like that, but I definitely will get back on for this. He's like, yo, these guys did a mod, right? Where they like literally completely changed the game. Visuals, all that stuff. They put a tournament in there. They put this, they put that. And it's like, he's going nuts. And these dudes are like, dude, I don't even play video games, but yo, I'll get that. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy a copy of NCAA. Like, how much does it cost to get NCAA? Like, oh, you probably got to go, pay over $100+ or whatever to get it. But we'll get it. We'll get it. There ain't no problem. And like, we'll do a little dynasty and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, like that's, you got to give it to them on that, man. Because like, look, these dudes can mess around and be like, yeah, we ain't got these colleges. We don't have this, that, and the third. But it's like, in the meantime, they're giving you today's game in this 2013 production. So like hats off to all the modders, Sabo, all them cats, man, for that. Because it's an amazing, amazing effort they gave. So yeah, and I love it. Like I love it. And the thing is, I need to download the stuff myself so I can try and run it and see how it works. If it'll work. I don't know, because sometimes I run games on that PS3 emulator and it won't work right. You know what I'm saying? So, or it'll work, but it's a little bit shaky. It's a little bit sketchy, like in terms of how it visually looks, just in general. So, if I could run the game clean, then I'll definitely would try the mods and see how it works. But that's all I got on that, man. So,
the NCA used to work decent for me. It's just the audio. I could never get the audio to work. And some people, would say, try this setting, try that setting. And I've sent my specs to the modders and everything. It's like, nah, you good. You should be able to run it. But it just would never. But every now and then I was able to get the game to run smoothly. I even streamed it a few times. So imagine that, streaming from the same computer, and it still ran. Sometimes it would be a little choppy, but I haven't played it in forever. So maybe I'll give it a try again. Shout outs to Expert, man. Appreciate the donation. I'm gonna try a round of applause. You guys let me know if y'all hear it. I think it will work now because I'm running it. In case you guys don't know, I have a lot of Elgato. Elgato out there killing it. An old friend is out there working for them now, man. Shout out to my guy M. Dot. It's crazy. It's crazy to see his career. When I met Marcus, he was a game changer. Then he ended up working at EA, moved up the ladder. Now he's bounced and left EA. He's at Elgato, and they just doing big things over there. So, but anyway, me and Smitty both have the microphones. I'll show you guys. I actually only have, I say only, like this is a cheap mic. I only have the Wave 1. Because when they came out, they were sold out everywhere. I couldn't get the 3. Smitty was lucky enough to get the 3. Not really a huge difference in terms of quality. It's just little minor things that you can do with the 3. So, I don't think you would be disappointed with the Wave 1. But what it does come with, guys, for you all that don't know, is it comes with this software, the Wavelink, which is virtually a mixer on your computer for all of your channels. So I have the mic running, I got system sounds, music, browser, voice chat, game, aux. So long story short, what I tried to do this time, since we're streaming through StreamYard through the browser, is I ran the round of applause through my Stream Deck and pointed it towards the browser. So you guys may have heard it that time. I don't know if you did or you didn't. So if somebody can confirm that, let me know. And if not, that's all good. We'll just try to find a way, man, to at least, give you guys verbal thank yous and such. Oh, it looked like Expert got a Wave 3 as well. Yeah, I couldn't get the 3, man. I had to get what I could get. And then, I'm impatient sometimes with technology. And once I did my research, shout outs to guys like Epos Vox. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
When I heard guys like that say, you really don't necessarily need the 3 unless. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not the unless. So I'll get the 1. And I was able to get it. But anyway, I don't have much more on the college thing. You just heard what Smitty said. So would you really concerned about teams not being in there? I'm not. Not when you got these dudes out here like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They will make the teams. They will make whatever we want them to make. So I'm cool. Just make a great product, EA. That's all. Right. Don't taint the nostalgia of NCAA 14. And that's the best I can say. I mean, it's not like that game was perfect. We all know it wasn't. It was just one of our favorite games. I think most of us in this community enjoyed NCAA 14 for what it was. So don't mess that up. It has to at least go beyond that. It can't be it just can't feel like Madden has started to feel to us every year. And hopefully we're getting out of that. Because again, I know this ain't a Madden segment. We're going to talk about Madden a little later. I, for one, think the next-gen version of Madden feels different. I'm sorry. It feels different. It feels different. I'm not saying the gameplay is so much different, But there's something there with that player movement, that RFID technology mixed in with next gen stat integrate. There's something there. Keep building on that and do all the other things that we talk about, and maybe you'll get yourself together. Next on the docket, man. What do we have next here? We'll save Madden for last because that always seems to take us on another path. MLB The Show. I'll say my point first because, I'm not sure, what Smitty wants to say about it. We didn't really discuss it. We both just said we were both thinking about the topic. The direction I want to take, man, as far as MLB The Show having the stadium creator is simply this: provide the options for all communities. That's all you need to do in a sports title. And then here we go again, referencing a shot at Madden. See what happens when you build a pretty solid product. And I know there's a guy, I forget his name now. Shout outs to him if he sees this. When I used to play MLB The Show, it's a guy that would consistently tell me how unsim the game was, how it doesn't capture pitch counts, and playing on quick counts is not similar. All of that, I get it. But again, I've had the preference with this. Smitty and I, we're not baseball enthusiasts. We don't know the ins and outs of baseball, nor are we experts on soccer. At least I'm not. Nor are we experts in hockey. But what we look at when we try to compare these games to Madden is we look at things like AI, player interaction, animation quality, fundamentals. When you look at MLB The Show, to me, that game looks and smells and feels like baseball. They've done a great job with that part. They have the look down. They've captured the way it sounds. The feel of it, to me, feels like baseball. Is immersive. The presentation. They're now starting to do more things outside of gameplay. I know it seems like even from the time that I played MLB The Show, it does seem like franchise, they haven't done much changes to it. But again, I don't know what type of depth to look for in franchise in baseball because I'm not a baseball guy. But they do offer Race to October, which, if you listen to guys like M. Frisk, shout outs to Frisk, again, I mentioned him a second time here on the show. He's kind of predicted that he feels like Race to October is going to kind of be the new franchise. He said this a couple years ago. And it does seem like they are tweaking things to kind of push you in that direction. But again, I'm not a baseball guy. I don't know what's missing as far as depth. However, what I will say is MLB The Show, just like 2K, has multiple areas for you to play in. With your Diamond Dynasty and all of that, and the card collecting aspect and Road to the Show, like people have literally built their YouTube livelihoods off of Road to the Show, right? But here now they have Stadium Creator, which might not mean a lot. It might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it means a lot to some people. Because let me tell you, there's franchise people that are even more nutty than us. And I mean that in a very respectful way. They want to tinker and mess with everything from, there are some people who are franchise guys, and then there's like the GM franchise guys. Like they want to mess with everything. And not saying that this correlates to GM, but what I'm saying is they want to be able to build a stadium, build a team, create logos and all of that jazz. And my point is that they're even satisfying that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says to me when I see a game like MLB The Show do stuff like that. Wow, now they're going to be offering the game on both platforms. Now Xbox people have the opportunity to legit play MLB The Show. Not through no funny business, but they could buy the game for their console of choice. But to me, that's what it stands out to me. It's not so much that is the greatest feature in the world and I want it, but I might fool around with it just because it's there. And to me, this is how you get new business. And here I'm talking to Madden again, and it all makes sense when we start talking about, you know, franchise mode for Madden. This is how you acquire new business, or you acquire interest in different areas of your game, is you do interesting things like that while your core game is intact. That's how you do it. You don't introduce long shot when the basic franchise mode was on the fritz. Like, you don't do that. What you do is you build out franchise mode. Here's what's funny. Here's a sneak peek as in the next topic, what we're going to talk about. Look at how people are already talking, even myself included, about the screen that we saw in the background of Sean Grady. And when it showed that it looks like offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators are going to be in, just that little bit of information. I'm watching Twitter. I'm watching the comments. People excited from that one feature. Yep. See what I'm saying? That's how you get people playing your game and engaged in your game, is you build out fundamental things. And I know some people might say, well, stadium creator ain't necessarily the most fun. Why not? Teams, you know, there are teams that come in the league and they change their stadium. Like, that's authentic on a different level. But the fact that they're allowing stuff like that, to me, is just love it.
Yeah. And like it's shown in the trailer, somebody, like one of the way that one of those fields looked, they had, you could create Field of Dreams. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, yo, I'm going to take from Field of Dreams.
That was crazy.
And have that joint looking like that. Like, it was like they had the farm and everything, the grass and all that in the back. And then you had another baseball diamond in the background, like a smaller one or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you could literally do that. I haven't seen the movie in forever. I forgot what baseball team it was they had in the movie. But just think about it. What if somebody wanted to do a YouTube series and they literally wanted to make it like that? You know what I mean? Where they have the team, whatever team it was. I know it was like an MLB team, I think. But you could have them playing on that field and everything like that and be like, hey, yo, this is my little Field of Dreams, blah, blah, blah kind of deal. And it's like, that's tight, because I think they said you can use it in Diamond Dynasty and franchise mode.
And so, if you build a dope stadium, you can share it with me and I can put it in my game.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's the kind of stuff you do. See, those are the kind of features that you can build upon and really invest into when you have your game already in a solid state. Not on some just because, like, look, EA reaching for straws, because I saw the other day somebody posted on Twitter, like, nobody, like it said, there were like 400 some odd people were on Twitch streaming Madden, and nobody is streaming the yard at all. No one gives a care about showcasing the yard like that. And now look what EA doing. Well, let's get these YouTube personalities that we know full well don't play Madden like that, and let's get these dudes playing the yard tournament or something like that. I'm like, bro, they don't care about playing that game like that, man. They don't. I'm sorry. I know y'all trying, but they don't play the game like that, man. And that's the thing. You wouldn't even have to reach out to those guys if you guys had a much better game. You would have your popular gamers, honestly, on it and playing, people that actually give a care about playing Madden like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Christopher London don't give a care about playing on Madden. He's popular off of playing 2K. That's how he came up. Off of playing 2K and showcasing himself in real life playing basketball. That's it. He didn't come up off playing on Madden. He's just given opportunity because he's popular. He's a popular face that can market your product. That's it. So it's like, and I mean, I'm no knocking him. I mean, you know, he did his thing, but I'm just saying, like,
hold on, Chris London is playing the yard.
Yeah, he playing. It's a yard tournament. It's like him,
Oh God.
What's the guy's name? I eat pizza or something like that or whatever. Like a real popular dude.
Oh yeah, I know pizza. Yeah.
And it's like two other guys or whatever, but they're all like it's like them four. They're gonna be playing. I don't know what
I
day,
saw
but
it. I think tomorrow. I think it said the 5th
tomorrow.
and 6th or something like
Oh,
that.
okay. So then, they're
Yard
gonna be playing.
Invitational.
Yeah, Yard Invitational. It's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one gives a care about that mode like that. You know, so it's sad, man. And that's what I'm just saying. Like, you know, instead of being experimental and try, like, they don't have a slugfest mode in MLB. You know, they're not just throwing stuff in there like that. But then you got Madden, who's just full on just adding these modes. Hey, let's throw knockout mode in there, and let's throw the yard in there, and let's do all this other stuff. It's like those resources really need to go into building your franchise mode the way it needs to be built out. That's what you need to honestly do. You know what I'm saying? So it just sucks to see them do things the way they do. And it makes it very annoying. You know what I mean? Because it should be, like I said, the game should be so much better. And when you look at a game like MLB The Show, those dudes are putting in that work and making this pop. And watch them dudes mess around when they start doing their streams, their dev streams and all that, which I would believe. I don't know if they release a schedule or not as to when they're going to be start rolling them out, but I believe they're going to roll them out soon. But when they do, watch these dudes start talking about, oh yeah, you know, this is something we're working on progressively. So wait until next year, and we're gonna have this, that, and the third further built out and all that. And it's like, see, this is stuff we're talking about. These dudes are already letting y'all know what's going to be going on in the future of their product to some degree. Like, you're not going to know exactly what it is, but you're going to see them talking about that forward progression because they just keep on building it. And there's always something to build and expand upon. Madden cats be up here acting like they ain't nothing else to do. Like, it's always full. No, it's not. There's a ton more that could be done with Madden. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. We can just, you know, we gotta see what's gonna happen, man. But once again, like I said, that Jackie Robinson edition, steel cover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean that just it hits on so many levels, period. Just period. So no, that's a must right there. But yeah. That as far as that creator though, yes, because even listening to M. Dot, who we shouted out earlier and everything like that, that's the thing. He's a baseball guy, and other baseball heads can be like, "Yo, we can create old stadiums that we had back in the day, you know, and stuff like that." So it's like that's like, what if you wanted to create the Polo Grounds? Hey, what if I wanted to create the original Tiger Stadium? You know, the old Tiger Stadium, not Comerica Park, but the old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
I went to a few games there. I got to see Nolan Ryan pitch when he was like good and everything at the time. So it's like, yeah, I got to see a lot there. So, huh? Well, honey, I don't know, baby. I'll have to come out there in a minute, okay? Where's my phone at? You have it? My mommy has it. All right, so go in the room and get my phone once she's done with it, okay? You could use it.
That's so crazy how kids have so much, but for whatever reason, your phone.
Yeah, I know. Right?
I don't get it. I'm like, why? My son got a Switch.
Yeah.
He's still be like, Dad, I see your phone. I'm like, no. Get out of here. It's crazy, man.
Right. But no, seeing what MLB has going on in their game and everything, it's just like, it's amazing. That's like NBA 2K. You listen, we can talk about all the problems 2K has, and shout out shout out to Bills because he did this last night. That whole situation with Candace Parker schooling Shaq and everything. I don't know if you saw it, Sim, or not, but she schooled him though. And basically, Bills was able to use 2K21 to make the fundamental point that Shaq was trying to make in terms of how the center should play when it comes to defending players off the screen, off of screen and rolls. And he literally is able to show you why it doesn't work, why it won't work. And it literally was to Candace's point. He was like, the way they play now, like bigs, everybody can shoot. And when you're able to use the video game to literally illustrate those points, because it has the depth, there is a feature in there. There is a option for you to choose if you want to cut on or if you want to turn on or off pre-rotate. So it's in there. And that's the whole thing, because Shaq was making that point. Oh, you should pre-rotate. But the way the league is now, they can kick those passes way cross court to a guy that'll be ready to pull up. Like that old school system of playing ball, it's not going to work. And Bills literally put 2 video clips showcasing examples of how it wouldn't work. From what Shaq said, would not work in today's game, especially against a team that has the shooting talent. That's why it's positionless basketball out there. So, but that's the whole point I'm getting at, is that when you have games that have that depth, like an NBA 2K, like an NHL, like a PES, like a MLB The Show, that's what ends up happening. Excuse me. That's how people end up treating it. You know what I mean? So like they're like, oh, this stadium creator, man, this is amazing. On top of, oh, we didn't even learn about all the gameplay refinements and everything yet. And so it's like, and that's the other part about it too. There's always much more to unveil. Even from the preview trailers they shown. What about new mechanics in the game? You know, what new mechanics may be introduced this year? So there's a lot of good stuff that they have, you know what I mean? And they're building it out, branching it out, and they do that almost like they do that every year. They're steadily doing it. So that's why I'm excited for that game as well. That stadium creator is just more icing on the cake for me. So I'll throw back to you, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, no, I didn't see the thing with Shaq, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Oh yeah, she got him.
But as you can see, Smitty, I finally found that little test over. Man, I was looking. I told you as soon as I got done the show, I was just gonna be browsing my computer, and there it was. But anyway, yeah, we might use that for now. I don't know. Just try to jazz it up for you guys. Looks like I'm off the margin a little bit though, so I might have to adjust that image. But anyway, guys, one other thing I wanted to add about MLB The Show, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much I can or can't speak on it. Give me a second, and I might be able to test it a little bit. For you guys that don't know, man, I was a part of the, I signed up for the MLB The Show test, and that we had the opportunity, and I was so engulfed in other things, but I didn't even realize that the date had passed, and it was over on the 1st. And I didn't realize it until we were on the show last week. It started on the 23rd. I would have had way more time with it. But again, wasn't paying attention. But hold on, guys. I'm going to touch something real quick because there's like a Q&A in there. I just want to skim it over. I know, obviously, we couldn't show anything. I mean, they had your gamer tag baked into the content. So if you showed anything, yeah, it would have been a problem. But I want to see if the Q&A was still up there regarding the things that we can and can't do. I don't think it said anything about not giving impressions. However, I didn't really see anybody giving any type of impression. So I figured maybe we we couldn't. So, and I can't find it here in the information either. So I'll keep it on the lighter end. I'll keep it on the lighter note. I really just liked the way it felt. I expressed that to Smitty offline, just the way it felt. I don't know, of course, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the final version of PS5 that we were playing. There were certain things that they wanted you to test. And like I said, I won't go too far into it because I don't know what I'm supposed to say and not say. I'm not going to really give a real impression. But it just felt silky smooth. Looked good. And I can't remember if they've advertised this or not in the trailer, so I won't say exactly, but there's a new mechanic that I'm really feeling. Let's just leave it at that. It's going to take some getting used to, but once you get used to it, and I'm going to leave it at that because I can't remember if they've said this publicly or not. So if you guys comment and say, hey, is it this, is it that? I'm not going to confirm, I'm not going to confirm what it was, but it just felt really good. It felt really good. It felt really good. And again, every year I continue to ask, what else can they do? Because that game literally is getting to a point. I didn't play 20. Last time I think I actually sat down and played the game was 19. I didn't really play 20 that much. I didn't feel like I was missing anything. So being able to come back now, a year removed, now I'm ready to get back into it. I guess that's all we got for that, guys. You said my gamer tag was watermarked. Oh, okay, yeah. That was
like when you're playing is.
Yeah. Okay,
I guess Dr. Funk was in the beta too.
Dr. Funk, let me ask you, man. I'll wait for your reply. Do you remember? Did they say whether or not we could talk about it? I don't remember. I'm treading lightly here because, again, guys, the same thing. Well, not the same thing that we do with Madden, because with Madden we used to sign NDAs. But it's just to show you guys that I have integrity. I'm not gonna, just for the sake of telling the community, I'm not gonna do that. There's nothing in it for me. You understand what I'm saying? And definitely in this case, I ain't gonna get this game for free or nothing like that. But I want to make sure I abide by the rules. Again, I am a man of integrity. It is more. I'm not Mr. Leak man. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just never been my MO. But hold on. He says Sim is speaking my impressions. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we could say anything or not, so I'm just being general. But he says they wanted to put all the feedback in the form. Yeah, okay, all right. So I'll keep it quiet. But I will just say, there's a new mechanic in there. It might take you guys a little time to get used to it, but I promise you, if you stick to it, you're gonna love it, and not too long a time if you get it mastered. And nowhere did I master it, but I started seeing my improvement, and I was like, okay, all right. But that's all I got. Let's move on to the next topic, guys, which is Madden. And hold on, we got a donation. Y'all tell me again, did y'all hear this round of applause? We're going to pause for about 15 seconds. Round of applause to King Arthur for the donation. He's definitely one of my Steeler guys there. Y'all let me know if y'all heard that. King Arthur says, fellas, do you think Stadium Creator will come back to Madden and the Madden minicamp? The mini games like rushing attack were fun. Well, possibly that's going to go along with the topic we're about to get into right now. I mean, it's possible if they continue to commit to franchise. And I say continue only from this standpoint. And I'll go right into it, man, and then we'll bring Smitty in after that. So now most of you guys would know, I made an independent video about it. If you're on Twitter, you would have saw it and heard about it. Madden when it first came out, even before it came out, Madden 21, we learned very quickly that franchise mode was really not a part of the plans, right? We all know that. We made a fuss. Fix Madden franchise, the hashtag, let me throw it up there. I'm forgetting. Let's put it on screen. Hashtag Fix Madden franchise, right? Made a lot of noise. At one point, it was trending #1 on Twitter. It got all the way up to the food chain. So far to where guys like Sean Grady, shouts out to Sean Grady, had to make an independent video to say, hey, listen, we heard, we understand. And they, in so many words, said they didn't think about that. And not even that. In so many words, they basically said they didn't care. They were just going to, do what they did and whatever. But the community spoke. We lashed out, forced them to make some promises of, potential changes to Madden 21's franchise mode. And Smitty and I, being you guys' liaison, is whether we're still going down there or not. We haven't been there in a while, but we know the process because we've been through that. We being the information and you guys letting y'all know how they get down. Don't expect no big changes in Madden 21 franchise post-launch. It just wasn't going to happen. So they came up with this list of things that they were going to attack. There were going to be 3 patches. The 3rd patch just came out today. And I will say this. Should we give them cookies for it? No. But you have to acknowledge, okay, they stuck to their word and they did those 3 things. That's a good start. But not only did they do that, yesterday, Sean Grady gets back on screen and he starts talking about, oh, the patch is going to come out and we were able to attack these things because of the community. And you take a closer look, you get a little closer to the camera. You're like, whoa. What's that in the background? Clearly, it showed work in progress. Clearly, it's for Madden 22. And clearly, it said staff management. You saw that there was a head coach, there was an offensive coordinator, there was a defensive coordinator. Clearly, right? That's not a mistake. I know I even put it in my title, just to be cute. But we said it was a leak. It wasn't a leak. Anytime you got Sean Grady, let me let you guys know who he is. He's not corporate EA in terms of stockholder or one of those guys, but he's on the executive staff. This is important. Sean Grady is on the executive staff. Excuse me. This is important. He used to be a dev. That's how me and Smitty met him years ago. He is an executive now. That's very important. That means he talks to executive, the big guys, because he's in that crowd for the most part. And for him to make that video giving us an update saying that they're gonna, and I quote, continue their commitment to franchise. Now they're actually saying they're going to commit to franchise. And in March, you see a screen behind him already showing head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. It's a good start. And I saw too, if you zoom in, I saw it say viewed talent tree. So that sounds like what was in NCAA with the coach talents and all of that. So now, here's one thing I want to say, Smitty, real quick, man. Then I definitely want to get your thoughts. Well, a couple of things I want to say real quick. First and foremost, it's good to see at least one of the things that they referenced in that article back in June that would be on the horizon is actually on the horizon because we've basically seen it. However, I can't not get this out of my mind. I have been at EA Sports as early as beginning of February, and I saw a feature that was either in the game or a feature that was told to me that would be in the game. And when I came back down there right around May, it was gone. I can't get that out of my mind. So it's possible that anything that they're showing right now could disappear. However, I don't think that's the case when you got a guy like Sean Grady in front of the that this must be a done deal. Here's the next thing. This is part of the reason, guys, why you don't see me mix it up so much in the community no more. I'm still your community source. I'm still a voice in the community, but I have long since said, listen, I'm not your leader. Y'all can go do that because I don't want to be a leader in this particular community. Let me explain what I'm saying. Y'all should see so many people in the community already attacking it. Oh, man, so what? They got that in there. What else they going to do? Okay, fair. But what I don't understand, there's a couple things I don't understand about this community. Number one, we all know Madden is severely behind when it comes to franchise depth. Severely. Realistically, how much do you think one cycle, how much do you think or expect them to do in one cycle, given their history? How many things you think going to be done? It is not going to be 20 new features to franchise. That's number one. Number two, we don't even know what the features are. We're making judgments off of a screen in the background. I literally saw people running around on Twitter saying that's all. Oh, that's all they did? Huh? How we know that now? There was people. Let's get back to earth a little bit. There wasn't an official announcement. All it was a Easter egg. That's it. That's all. It was an Easter egg. It wasn't an announcement. So my point is this: continue to be very cautiously optimistic. Me and Smitty will always tell you that. I am at this point. Why? Because I have the wear and tear from going down there to be able to say that. Me and Smitty have been a part of their game-changing program, and I say have been because I don't even think it, to me right now, I don't even think that exists. Let's be honest. We have not gone down there in over 2 years. We don't have the same level of communication, so to speak, with the program. Now, I talk to the devs all the time, but I'm just talking about the whole pro. So I think that thing just poofed and vanished, and they moved on. And I can say that with confidence because y'all remember, you guys who really rock with us, I told y'all this about a year and a half ago. Y'all remember me saying that? Don't be surprised if one day I've been seeing the writing on the wall. And slowly but surely, it looks like, I know you're going to say, oh, it was the pandemic last year, but trust me, if it wasn't, we won't get no invites. We won't go down there. Because it ain't the devs that, let me leave that alone, man. But it ain't, it ain't my partners that know who they are. It ain't them. A lot of times I would reach out to them and they didn't even know. Oh, you ain't coming? Or they would say, oh, we got an event coming. They ain't even know nothing about it. I might be saying too much, but I don't care. So my point is, guys, it's going to be a slow churn with EA. Please understand that. But for one, even if, let's say that the executives have decided, you know what, we're going to do everything we can for franchise, it's still, honestly, will still take about 2 to 3 years. Even if they went all out. Again, let's think about Deuce Douglas's list from years ago. How much of that do y'all think they could tackle in a year? That whole list, I'm thinking like 3 years. And y'all know they ain't on it like that. Could be. They could be. Maybe we woke them up enough and we poked the bear enough in the corporate office with the fixed Madden franchise. Because obviously we're making some difference.
Oh, it's okay, man.
But the only thing is, man, I'll let y'all have that, man. I see it, people just be bagging in the comments like, dog. That's why I don't reply, because it's like, what's the point? It still amazes me that the people that hate Madden the most are the ones who watch my videos the most. I don't get it. That's psycho. You know who I respect, Smitty? Smitty knows this. A guy named Brozales. years ago, man, Rosales used to run with us on the Sim Standard, and he was like, man, stuff ain't changing. I'm out of here. I'm done with this community. You know, I'm done with the whole. And he's ghost. Applause to him. That's how it should be if you really hate something. And again, I'm not saying this because I love Madden or hate Madden. I'm just saying, guys, we're just gamers at the end of the day. Like people have a personal attachment to a point of view. Like if they hear me or Smitty say anything positive about Madden or EA, then it's all of a sudden it's an objective. And I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? Like I made a joke today, man. Shout outs to my man Nick from MBL. Y'all know the voice of the commentary. You know, he's going to be the community manager. He announced it today for Mudhead. And I made a joke with him on Twitter. I said, oh, man, oh, no, this can't be. You're telling me now, since you're the community manager for Mudhead, everything that you know and love and want franchise just goes poof and disappears. I said, there's no way you're telling me you can chew gum and walk at the same time, right? Laugh out loud. And that's my point. We're just gamers and consumers. Me and Smitty sit here and complain about what Madden isn't every week. It does not mean that we cannot give EA credit for doing something right if they do it right, or even play the game for that matter. I never understand how you have to just be on one side, because here's the fun fact. The ones who are bashing and complaining about Madden daily play the game more than I do. It's crazy. I don't know how I went down that road, but y'all told y'all Madden always takes you somewhere. But anyway, here's my last point, man. Look, it seemed like we might have gotten a little bit of traction because, again, me understanding the level that Sean Grady is on, speaking more than once now, and him sitting in front of that camera with that leak in the background. I get it. Could be a business move and smart on their part. But all I'm saying is let's just wait and see what else they offering, because that ain't enough. That ain't enough for me. No. I'm waiting to get the official announcement, whenever that is. What's in franchise this year? What did y'all do to gameplay this year? Then we can start having a real conversation about what we think Madden 22 will be. And once Madden 22 comes out, then we will tell you guys what we feel that it is. So if you're asking me to give opinions now, I have none. We have no official information other than a quote unquote leak. But I like what I saw in that leak. Because here's another nugget that I can tell y'all. Offensive and defensive coordinators been on the table for a long time. This is why we tell y'all it ain't the devs. That's been an idea. A long time. It's been an idea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. My bad, man. This social media, boy, I tell you, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Smitty, man? When you saw that, I know we didn't even actually talk about it off air. But when you saw that, I know you saw it really quickly. When you saw what Sean Grady had in the background, what are your thoughts, number one, on them fulfilling basically what they said they would do in the article for Madden 21 and what looks like they may be doing for franchise in Madden 22?
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. Like, it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't exactly blow me away, but
just a recycle feature, which we need, but it's a recycle feature.
Right. We didn't need it, but it's part of what you had before. Now, see, what I feel is that it'll be like playing NCAA 14 to an extent. With the franchise mode stuff. I just don't know, man. Gotta see, gotta see what they bring to the table. But excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm eating a Snickers, need a little something. But I mean, seeing that you have the staff with abilities, there was no authenticity to it. As far as the names, they were all generics. So if
Except
anything,
for the head coach, it looked like, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Outside of the head coach, my bad. Outside the head coach, like I don't know. They're going to get official coordinators across the board, but the cool thing about it is that you could tailor those coaches for the teams according to their real world, counterparts if you wanted to. Well, if EA allows it.
I thought it was interesting, man. Did you notice, the more I go back and look at it, it had something like game day goal under each coach.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that's all about. And the talents. I wonder how they're going to work that in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like seeing the coaching talents and things like that reminds me directly of NCAA 14.
Yep.
That's what they had. Yeah, that's all really happened.
How will it affect gameplay is always going to be the question. How will those two marry? Because what do Smitty and I say all the time? We are simulation gameplay guys, which to me, franchise and gameplay goes hand in hand. That is your simulation experience. So we shall see.
Yeah. But I mean, right now, I would say it is a nice addition. See, it's playing to the despair of the community.
Yeah.
Because, like you said earlier, people saw that screenshot or they see what was in the background there and they're going crazy over it. And it's like, it wasn't really all that. But here you go. You got people like, oh, snap, look what they did. Oh, whoa. Like, I mean, look, people want to be happy. But I don't want to see them just be like, all right, we added coaching carousel and now we out. That's it. And when it's full run and that's it. Like, it's like, no, man. Like, we got to see way more than that. I appreciate Sean doing it. And like Sim said, you're talking about a high upper level executive purposely leaving something like that caliber on his screen. No, that was on purpose. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to just stir the pot up a little bit. And sure enough, they succeeded by doing that. So, but no, that's all I got on it, man. I really don't have much on it at all.
Yeah, it ain't much to be said there, guys. I'll put it in this perspective, man, just to make sure everybody doesn't, miss my point. Am I happy to see it? Yeah. Am I overjoyed? Can't really say that, because this is the thing that we all have to understand that really sucks. Most of the stuff was in, all of the stuff. Let's be 100% honest here for a second. Every single aspect that I want in franchise mode right now, this excludes new things that I've never seen. So let me say that first. This excludes new features that have never been done. So let's just put new stuff to the side. With that aside, everything that I want in my current Madden franchise was in previous Madden titles and or was in Head Coach 09. That goes for Madden 04, Madden 05, Madden 08, Head Coach 09, And the thing is, the reality, guys, the reason why y'all don't see me get crazy and bent out of shape and going off in the comments, number one, I'm just not that guy. Number two, we at a point, in case y'all realize this or not, where you're going to see Madden reintroduce old features for multiple years. Think about that for a minute. Like, seriously. And this is what separates a person like me, like how I think, from some of the other people that you might see on social media and doing a dog. I live in reality, man. Smitty has said this several times in the past. You know how long it's going to probably take them to get all of the old features that we loved in franchise back. And again, let's just assume that they go after all of the big ticket items, right? You're looking at least 2-3 years. Because what you can't skip is dev time. The dev cycle is the dev cycle. Ain't no way you can get past that. It takes years to build and build and build. 2K did it from the association to my league to my G. It takes years. So what I'm saying is that's the unfortunate thing that EA has done to us by stripping things away over the years, watering down franchise over the years, and not even just watering it down, outright just putting it to the side like the stepchild. And now they're in a position where they have to try to wow us with features that we are already accustomed to. And as the consumer, all we can do is be happy. Get this now. Happy that they've returned. How crazy is that? That's what it is. Like, I don't know how long it's going to be before we get a new feature in franchise that we've never had before. Like, we didn't have it in 2K or previous Madden. I don't know when that happens because there's so many regular things. The staff, right? Because it seems that it's only offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. Well, what about the other side? Roster management, mini camp, the mini games like my man mentioned earlier, combine, Tony Bruno type of show, weekly wrap-ups, all that stuff, and not even to mention what they did with ESPN football, aka 2K5. Not only did you have prep, but remember in that game that you had weekly prep and you had to select what you did on each single day?
Yep.
Scouting system, free agency retainment system, like all of this stuff. This is what I'm saying. Everything should have been built, Smitty, man. All the stuff that we wanted or we want now in our current product will be rehashed features. And we're going to be at that limbo period of man, I'm happy it finally returned. But it's going to be a while before I think we say, man, did you see what they did in franchise? Because it's not new. The only thing that's new is that, it's back. And when you realize and face that reality, it keeps you from having the sour face. And it keeps you from being so disappointed because you living in reality. And this is all me and Smitty and Azure. I'm always going to add Azure, even though, Azure he's not able to make the show as much anymore, but he's still a part of the Sim Standard regardless. This is the perspective that we gained years ago when we started going down there and learning the ins and out of, okay, this is how it works here. Our approach started to change because we had the info. Instead of the narrative of, they soft now, they got bought by No, it's called information. It's what I'm trying to give you guys here tonight. You understand what I'm saying? Be prepared to see recycled features that you used to love in Madden or NCAA or 2K5 start funneling this way into Madden if they stay the course, like Sean Grady said. It's going to be a while before there's a knock your socks off type of feature, because you got to get all of the old fundamental stuff first. Almost similar to how we feel about gameplay, right? We want the fundamental stuff to be attacked. Our crowd, I don't know if you sell that, necessarily to a newcomer because he wants something new. We just want the fundamentals to be flushed out. Let's name them again. We name them every week. AI, player interactions, one-to-one player interaction as well, meaning removing or at least limiting two-man animations that override everything and cannot be interrupted. Physics, meaning something on every single play. I had a conversation with a dev the other day. Real good conversation, because he was saying, when you say, and this is not one of the normal devs. And what I mean by that, this is not like the guys that I reference all the time. This is like somebody else who came aboard a little later. And, we were kind of having conversation back and forth. And he was saying, I always see people say they want to get rid of this, get rid of that. You're like, explain to me exactly what you mean, because I think we're on the same page, but I want to know exactly what you mean, Sim. So I was saying, look, man, the more and more I play video games, I start to realize, unless some technology comes out like that tech we showed you guys last week, man, that throws a wrench in the situation. If you start introducing technology like that, where it's on the fly, the interaction is happening, then there's your answer. But let's just say we ain't got there yet. Right now, I think the way that you give us what we're looking for in a football product, you're going to have your quote unquote animations, maybe not pre-canned animation sequences. That's the difference. So my proposal would be, look, put as many animations that you can in a game, right? Allow the physical component to have the ability to override said animation and or interrupt said animation. Case in point, let's say the two-man animation is clean, the DB and wideout interaction, but there's a third member that comes into this interaction because of his force. Boom, he can interrupt that interaction. He can interrupt that animation. That's how you marry the, I don't even want to say scripted, because if you allow physics and you allow animations to be broken, you kind of kill the scripted part of it. You might still have it, quote unquote, predestined. Let me give you another example. You might still have your dice roll. We might have, who was the best receiver in football last year, guys? Just spitball it real quick. Smitty, who do you think? Best receiver last year.
So I'll go with DeAndre.
Or anybody. Yeah, let's take DeAndre Hopkins. You got D-Hop. You got Nuke up against young rookie that don't quite have the technique down, not as tall, jumps too late. Kyler Murray throws it up high. Dice roll kicks in. The computer goes, he's supposed to win because this calculation is higher than that calculation. He's going to win. But then third man comes in. Now that dice roll is broken. So the dice roll is DeAndre Hopkins is going to catch it. Whoa, he didn't see Minkah Fitzpatrick. He didn't anticipate Minkah coming in and helping out. This is for the Steelers fan. He's helping Terrell Edmonds. He didn't see Minkah, right? So when Minkah comes and boom, now that dice roll is affected. Now it's unscripted. Physics plays out. The ball might pop up. The ball might hit the ground. They bounce off of each other. Then you know what we all gonna say when we play the game? Whoa, did you see that? That's how you can marry pre-canned sort of animation, but then you allow physics to augment the outcome. And the dev was like, yeah, I'm right there with you. We both agreed on that. He said, okay, I see what you're saying. Now, like I said, let's say this one more time. That technology that we showed you guys last week, that now, me seeing that puts me in a whole different mind. But I'm talking about right now. Let's say that technology is way, way off. I'm talking about now. And that's what I expect Madden to be able to do with their football game. You got to make the hit detection or whatever you want to call it, the physics. Again, if you play Madden, especially if you play it on next gen, it seems like the only place where they're semi-improving in that area is tackling. Now, you will still see the can animation from time to time, the one where the guy falls forward and falls on his back and lets the ball out. But most of them tackles now can be interrupted, and people can add on. They need to do that around the entire game. It's all about something my dad used to always say. Sometimes you fake it till you make it. Not you per se. Like he was saying, he would give me a real life lesson and be like, I ain't talking about person wise. Like you don't fake nothing. I'm just saying. He says sometimes you got to go with the next best thing until you get the best thing. So that to me is a way that they can marry the two ideas and the game will still feel organic because you won't have any more of these moments. Oh, my controller ain't down here. Let me get an old controller out the drawer. Y'all know I'm animated, man. I like to give y'all examples. I can't find no. Oh, here we go. Old busted PS4 controller. Yeah, PS4. No, but remember, right now there's some situations where you can do this and watch because you already know the outcome. If you do what I just said and find out how to do it, listen, I'm not a game designer. I'm just saying, if you find a way to just allow those physics to impact means physics. Anytime this happens, there should be a physical interaction. If I hit my cup a certain way, see how it's bouncing different ways? Interaction. If they can do that, it won't matter if there's dice rolls because the physics can break the outcome. Bam. And he said to me, okay, I agree with that. I'm thinking the same way. So listen, man, I'm no genius. I'm just saying, you see it sometimes. 2K actually, I got a clip on my computer that I meant to upload and I just haven't yet. There's times when 2K does that very well. But there's other times where 2K still allows that ball to go through the stomach or it allows the limbs to not even, recognize each other. But there are certain times in 2K21 where you'll see the physics actually, even the ball physics, you get I have a recorded right now where I literally got a fingertip on the ball and it altered it. So I don't know, man. I know it's not easy. I'm just saying that's the way. Oh, y'all saying Smitty tired? I ain't even see him. They say it's a wrap, Smitty. Yeah, we about to wrap up, guys. I ain't got nothing else, man. I think we did a good job. It's funny, Smitty, when we dive right into the topics. We don't even go 2 hours. But last point I would say, man. Then I'll let Smitty take us home.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to being gamers, man. If y'all haven't learned anything from me, man, over the last couple of years, I think y'all should probably be able to see that. It ain't so much about give feedback, yes, but I'm telling you, you'll live stress-free if you just stop being disappointed. Let them prove it to you. Let them surprise you. Let them sell and over deliver you. Stop thinking in your mind what needs to be done. Just let it come, because we are on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. We have a bunch of games to play. I've been having a ball. It's games. I didn't even realize as many games has actually come off of PS5 until I look in the library and there's free stuff in it, man. Don't let it stress you, man. Don't let it stress you. And last point, stop hyping yourself up about NFL 2K. Y'all stop doing that to yourself. Stop doing it. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I hate to be the told you so, but we'll see. But some of y'all speaking too reckless on it, like this is about to be the best game on earth.
Oh yeah.
It ain't gonna be what you think. It can't be. It literally can't be. So whatever. Just have fun, be some gamers, man. Just game. Have fun, man. Enjoy some other things. Madden ain't, forget it.
Madden ain't everything.
It ain't everything.
Yeah. Look. I want to play Madden. I really want to play Madden football so badly. I do. It sucks not having that legit football fix that plays legit like that. That's coming out currently. But just like what Sim said, you're gonna have. You got all these different games out here that you could play. Look, you got that Retromania wrestling that came out. That WrestleFest that came out. They got that on PC. You got all them free games in the library, like Sim said. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you could basically play right now. Oh, excuse me. In the meantime, especially if Madden already burnt the bridges for you.
MLB.
Because MLB coming out soon. So it's like
learn a new sport. Learn something new.
Like, because look, at the end of the day, banking on NFL 2K to do something, we don't know what that product is going to honestly be. So we can't honestly just go by that. That would be too naive to do. So I definitely, for one, not going for it like that. Like, I hope that the game helps. I hope that the game hits. I hope it hits tremendously. And then we have a phenomenal title. And I'm talking about that 2K. And because then that's going to make Madden and EA step up. And ultimately that's going to lead to more sales, more, you know what I mean? Like we the consumer public win in that case scenario. But that's more of looking at some fantasy stuff. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I ain't banking on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, like I said, I got other games that I'll be running and everything like that. Yo, hey, I wanted to today so badly to stream some old school stuff, man. And I still may, if I get a chance to tomorrow, I definitely will. But because I think I'll have some kind of time that I can actually do it in. So yeah. But key thing, game. Play games. I've downloaded an arcade emulator and I put games on that I play at times. You know what I mean? So it's like play games, enjoy them, have fun, all that good stuff. But don't overextend yourself trying to find a way to make a game look good and everything when it's like, no, it ain't it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, we just gotta wait and see what ends up happening. But
that's it.
That's all I got, man. That's it, bro. Yeah.
Shout out to my man Roger that 41 says All Pro 2K football is still lit, man. People, they get mad at me, Smitty, when I tell the truth about that game, man. People get mad at me. Hey, listen, mind you, there was a time where there was no one putting out more videos than the three of us on APL. But let me tell you, that game just has aspects that I enjoy. But that game is as scripted as Madden. Is as, especially the trenches look beautiful, but it's the broken tackles in 2K8. We're gonna talk about that. Come on, guys. That game, listen, and I love it. I still love it, but because it had aspects, route running, passing, the DB logic, not so much interaction because you still didn't get a lot of, but even like the bump and like they had, that's 2K's MO. But, and I'm not beating up that game because it's years old, but I'm just saying there was games, even when I enjoyed 2K8 way back when, I was just like, I don't like that. It got warping. It's got all that. It just looks better. They did a better job of making us believe what was happening. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I say about Madden. All you got to do is make it real, make it feel real. I don't care if you have 10 million animations and the right animation triggers when it's supposed to. Guess what? We're gonna say, oh, that's replicating football. So however you need to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Take out them animations when I'm throwing a drag and my guy has 4 steps on the DB, and all of a sudden, because he's quote unquote in proximity to trigger the 2-man, my man slightly slows down, the defender speeds up, and it's not necessarily a speed burst because it's all it is them pushing that animation together. And it's a PBU. Get that out of the game.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, 2K8 had the basics, man. It definitely did. I would love to see an NFL 2K right now with its flaws, because believe me, it would be whatever you think 2K basketball is, it would be the same thing in NFL 2K. You would just be able to stomach the flaws better because it would be a deep product with deep fundamentals. So, well. But that's it, guys. We're gonna get out of here, man. We both could use some rest. I told y'all we be having tough weeks, man. Y'all think this all we do is just come on SimStandard.
Right. Hey, that'd be awesome if it was like that.
Man.
Bro. Shoot.
That's all I got, man. Anything else, Smitty? That's it.
No, just like always, man. We thank you guys for coming through and hanging out with us, man. If you guys do have topics or anything like that, though, please let us know.
Let us know, man.
Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know so that way we can bring up your topic as, a show topic or your thoughts that you want to express or anything like that so we can get a discussion going. Anything like that, awesome. Like, just send it on to us, man. But yeah, that's it, man. Otherwise, all you guys, y'all take care. Be safe. You know what I'm saying? God bless all of you guys. And definitely people in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm definitely praying for y'all to please be careful. Don't take the whole and I'll just end it with this. Don't take the whole you ain't got to wear a mask thing literal and just be running around out there, hanging around, touching stuff left and right, wiping your hands off on your eyes, on your face and everything because, I ain't got no mask, man. I'm good. Don't do all that. You want to be safe. You don't want to just do anything just to let you do it. So, but no, that's all I got, man. Just be careful and try. The people that don't want to wear masks, don't be reckless. That's the biggest thing right there. So
don't be reckless, man.
Yeah.
But that's it, guys. And the topics don't have to be sports related. We can definitely start mixing in real world stuff. So whatever y'all got, let us know. I think now with it being March, we're probably going to start approaching some more things to talk about. Maybe even when free agency and stuff hits, we'll talk more football and stuff. But that's it, man. Hope you guys have a great night. To echo what Smitty said, be safe out there, man. Protect yourselves. To the best of your ability, to the best of your ability. And hope you guys be well. God bless. Good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Peace.